Whatever you do, if you find yourself driving through the mist-heavy valleys of the old country and you see a sign for the town of Oakhaven, do not slow down for anything. To the casual observer, Oakhaven looks like a dream, a pristine 19th-century village preserved in amber, where the grass is always perfectly manicured and the air smells of jasmine and fresh rain. But as you get closer, you will notice the oppressive silence. There are no birds singing in the trees, no dogs barking behind white picket fences, and certainly no sounds of laughter or shouting. My brother, a travel photographer named Julian, was the one who stumbled upon it first when a detour took him off the main highway. He thought he had hit the jackpot for a photo essay on rural life. He walked into the town square and saw dozens of people going about their daily lives, a blacksmith striking an anvil, a group of children playing a silent game of jump rope, and a baker setting out fresh loaves on a wooden rack. But as he stepped into the town square, every single one of them stopped what they were doing in perfect synchronization. They turned toward him, and Julian felt his heart drop into his stomach. Every person, from the smallest child to the oldest man, was wearing a heavy porcelain mask. These weren't cheap plastic masks from a costume shop. They were handcrafted, thick ceramic faces with frozen, haunting expressions. Some were smiling with a joy that looked like a silent scream, others were weeping permanent blue tears, and some were simply blank, featureless voids of polished white. Julian tried to be polite, thinking it was a local festival, but no one spoke back to him. They just stared with those hollow, painted eye sockets. He went to the local tavern, hoping to find a normal face or a simple explanation, but the bartender's mask was a grotesque caricature of a jovial drunk, and it was fused so tightly to his skin that Julian couldn't see a seam. The social structure of Oakhaven is built on a terrifying premise: that human emotion is a disease that causes conflict, and the only cure is to hide it forever behind a beautiful, unchanging facade. The elder of the town, a man whose mask was cracked and yellowed with age, finally spoke to him in a voice that sounded like grinding stones. He explained that in Oakhaven they don't have arguments because they don't have expressions, they don't have jealousy because they don't have individual identities. They are a collective, a gallery of living statues. But the true horror set in when Julian saw the ceremony they call the Harvest of Faces. He witnessed a young woman who had accidentally cracked her mask against a stone wall. She wasn't bleeding. She was leaking a thick gray liquid that looked like wet cement. The townspeople didn't help her. They surrounded her, clicking their porcelain teeth in a rhythmic predatory chant. They began to peel the broken shards away with rusted tools, and Julian said the sound was like 1,000 eggshells shattering at once. Underneath the mask, there wasn't a human face anymore. There was only a raw, featureless mass of muscle and bone, eyes wide and lidless, screaming a silent plea. They were replacing her mask with a new one, a correction, by pouring molten porcelain directly onto her exposed nerves to fuse it permanently. It is a social folk horror that suggests the more we try to present a perfect, unmoving image to the world, the more we lose the soul underneath. Julian managed to escape that night, but he didn't leave empty-handed. He brought back a small shard of porcelain he found near the town limits. He told me that sometimes when the house is completely quiet, he can hear the shard whispering to him, urging him to stop feeling, stop hurting, and just become beautiful and still like the others. He hasn't looked in a mirror for 3 months because he is terrified that he will see a hairline crack forming on his own forehead. This is the price of seeking a perfect society. It usually requires you to cut away everything that makes you human. Have you ever felt like you were wearing a mask just to fit in with the people around you? Tell me about your most unsettling small-town experience in the comments below, and if you want to hear more tales of the folk horror that hides in plain sight, make sure to follow and share this story with someone who loves the dark. Don't let the porcelain catch you.